Hi everyone, welcome to the Rare Record Room. This is where I'll show you some of the LPs in my record collection. Record collecting has been a passion of mine for as long as I can remember. I hope you'll find these informative and useful, but ultimately enjoyable. If you appreciate the content, then please feel free to hit the like button. If you'd like to receive notifications, then do subscribe to the channel, for which I'd be most grateful. In this episode, I'm revisiting the beat scene of the early 1960s, and we'll be looking at the fourth UK studio album from the Beatles. Titled Beatles For Sale, this album was recorded at Abbey Road Studios in London between August and October 1964 and was released on the 4th of December that year, the year of Beatlemania and the start of the American invasion following the Fab's first US visit in February, which was a spectacular success, resulting in the group famously occupying the top 5 places on the American Top 40 chart, a record that has never been matched. The group's popularity generated unprecedented interest in British music, and many other UK acts subsequently made successful American debuts, including the harder R&B acts such as the Rolling Stones, the Animals, the Who, the Yardbirds and the Spencer Davis Group, alongside more pop or beat-oriented groups, including Gerry and the Pacemakers, the Dave Clark Five, the Searchers and the Hollies. In August '64, during their second US visit, the Beatles met Bob Dylan in New York City, who introduced them to cannabis. Following this historic coming together of cultural icons, each introduced elements of the other's music and style, and the Beatles began to write more artistically, about more mature themes than teenage love, and leaning towards country and acoustic folk rather than pure pop for this record and the follow-up album Help. Lennon in particular adapted his singing style, becoming more nasal and introspective. The Beatles opened their minds, experimenting further with drugs including LSD and a habitual use of marijuana. Beatles For Sale was produced by George Martin, who also contributed piano, and was released on EMI's Parlophone record label in mono and stereo. In this video, I will concentrate on the mono version and describe what constitutes the very first pressing. The sound engineer on this and all the Beatles studio recordings up to autumn '65 was Norman Smith. Due to the band's hectic schedule, Beatles For Sale contains only 8 original songs, bolstered by covers of songs by artists such as Carl Perkins, Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly and Little Richard. McCartney said of the combination on Beatles For Sale, basically it was our stage show with some new, i.e. original, songs. The band ventured into studio experimentation, such as employing a fade-in and incorporating guitar feedback, and utilised more exotic percussion. The album reflects the twin influences of country music and the aforementioned Bob Dylan, and the original songs introduced darker musical moods and a more introspective lyric, with John Lennon adopting an autobiographical perspective in I'm a Loser and No Reply. The fade-in at the start of 8 Days a Week was a first for a pop record. Released as a single in the US, it became their 7th Billboard #1. No Reply and Rock and Roll Music became hit singles in Europe, and Rock and Roll Music reached #1 in Australia. During the With the Beatles sessions, the band also recorded their single I Feel Fine, which became a transatlantic Christmas #1, backed with She's a Woman. The famous autumnal cover photo was taken by Robert Freeman in London's Hyde Park. It was presented in a laminated gatefold sleeve within a pocket, known as the Unipack style, with 2 flipbacks on the inside. It was the first of the Beatles' UK releases to be packaged in such a way. The inner gatefold includes a photo montage of celebrities, including film stars Victor Mature, Jane Mansfield and Ian Carmichael, all of whom the Beatles met during 1964. This image was a precursor to Peter Blake's collage of personalities on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in 1967. The spine of the sleeve features pronounced pinched ends, which is a weak point from repeated openings, and with many being crushed or split as a result. Now to the vinyl itself. The 1964 first pressing is on the familiar black Parlophone Company label with text printed in yellow and silver print, issued under the catalogue number PMC 1240. The label states recording first published 1964 and includes the sold in the UK notice. The rim text features the Parlophone Company wording, followed by an all rights reserved notice. There is an embossed KT tax code near the spindle hole, indicating the amount of British purchase tax due on records. Some copies may carry the MT tax code. Some copies have no tax code at all. The inner sleeve is a company die-cut paper design printed with the standard use Emitex cleaning cloth instructions, and these come with a tracing paper lining bag. The album began its 46-week run on the UK charts on the 12th of December 1964, and a week later displaced their own album A Hard Day's Night from the top position. After 7 weeks, it was knocked off the top slot by the Rolling Stones' No. 2 LP, but returned to the top for 2 further spells, eventually being toppled by Bob Dylan's Freewheeling LP, then bringing it all back home the following week. In the UK, Beatles For Sale was the top-selling album of 1964 and the second highest seller of 1965. Another phenomenal success, it also topped the charts in Australia and several European countries. And out of values, many copies of these will be well played and enthusiastically handled, meaning decent original copies are desirable and valuable. In the current edition of the Rare Record Price Guide, first press 1964 examples in mint condition are listed at £100. And that just about brings to an end my brief history of, or run-through look at the 4th Beatles LP, Beatles For Sale. That's all for this time. I appreciate you joining me and I hope you enjoyed the content today. Thanks for watching and I hope to catch you next time. Until then, take care. Bye for now.